Greetings, scrappers, scrapettes, and recyclers everywhere. Welcome back to the channel. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Scrappy D. Look what I have. Yes, this is another Sun Microsystems server. This is dated 7/2008, and it is a Sun Microsystem Sunfire X 4450. I'll try to put that in the description for you. And boy, lightning struck twice. This is every bit as nice a server as the other one was. I don't usually post two of the same thing, but these things are just legendary. They really are. They are just legendary machines. So I don't really understand the rationale behind putting these up here like this. I'm not really a computer technician. I'm just the person who takes them apart. I think what I'm going to try doing is just lifting this caddy out. Let's see if it'll come out for me here. It should. Now this is not the same computer I did the other day. See the red card? That was here. And I don't think the model number is the same, but it's very similar. So this is interesting. These are backplane boards here with gold fingers. Now those backplane boards plug into these black slots on the bottom of the computer. So this lays on top of a backplane board, and the backplane board then disperses the information from the memory to the computer, or the computer to the memory, as the case may be. So true to form, this is a great computer. Really loaded again. 1, 2, 3, 4 copper aluminum heat sinks. 1, 2, I think 2 gold finger cards here, and of course 4 CPUs. Now, I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's a space between here, so there's 8 pieces of RAM stick here, and this is a space. There's nothing there. You can't put a RAM piece there. There's another 8 here. These are holders. They're space holders. They don't really have a function of any type. Just decorative. I mean, you don't have to have them there, is my point. But each core, this is a core with the heatsink and the CPU. Each core has 8 pieces of memory. I have seen more, but I think the standard number is 8. So this potentially could have 1, 2, 3, 4 cores worth of RAM. They haven't filled it up all the way, but each one of these sections goes to a different core. I'm still waiting to find out about the chips. I've written into Board Sort. They don't work on weekends, but I did write in to see if they had any specific value. I have done a little bit of looking at some of the vintage computer clubs. I did put aside the other board. I didn't damage it taking it apart, except for the battery. So I'll probably save this board too. What's the worst that happens? I scrap it later if nobody's interested in it. But I was kicking myself over taking that board apart. And redemption. Okay, so we've got 4, 8, 12, 16 pieces of shielded RAM. And they're all marked. A1 through 6, B1 through 6, 1 through 8 rather. Yeah, A1 through 8, B1 through 8, C1 through 8, and D1 through 8. I'm just going to put that aside because we saw that the other day. We know what that looks like. That's probably at least £1, if not 2. And I believe currently it's paying around $11 a pound for shielded RAM. You can take the cover off the RAM if you so choose. And it's really just a matter of popping this clip off and popping off the heatsink. The risk you run is damaging the chips underneath. There's probably videos on removing the heat shield. You're going to double your value on the RAM, but you won't have the weight, so it's kind of a wash. So with the heatsink on, they're going to pay less than with the heatsink off, but you're going to need more sticks of RAM with the heatsink off to make £1. Alright. So that's going to go back and move over there. I thought about reselling this RAM. But again, this is, it looks great, but it's not that much. 1 gigabyte. So that explains why they have so much of it. 1 gigabyte. Okay. I apologize. I'm super sniffy today. I feel fine. I'm just sniffy. But I did want to try to get this video up. So again, we've got beautiful copper heat sinks. The yard is paying 20 cents a pound for copper aluminum heat sinks. And I won't sell them at that price. I mean, I've gotten as much as 70 cents a pound for copper aluminum heat sinks like this. And wow. Okay, so this is just be careful, you can work this off. Okay, there you go. So this is a beautiful copper aluminum heat sink. This one, I'm pretty sure I can separate, and I'm pretty sure I can get that copper. I'm certainly going to try. This is just cast aluminum. I could probably take a chisel and break through that. I'll have to cut these off. Again, that's something I'm going to do outside when somebody's here with me, because I don't like working with power tools when no one's in the house. That's heavy. That's a good chunky thing. So this is an AMD chip. Oh no, I take that back. It's not. See this? I always think these are AMDs, and it's not. This is, I think this was a first generation Xeon, is what we decided the other day. Xeon 2005 Intel. Wow. I have some inquiries out about this chip. Until I did these servers, I never saw this chip before. So, alright, let's pull this apart. I don't want to elaborate too much, only because we did one together already this week. 2006. See, the problem is it's outdated technology. It's slow. Great for precious metal recovery, but the machine itself is probably slow as molasses in the freezer at this point. And nobody wants it. And especially most people who are running a server, they're running a data center, they're running a security center, they're running something of some caliber. So, you know, they want the latest and the greatest. They need a lot more memory than this could produce. And I'd say a lot of people who are doing like crypto mining, this would never serve their purposes. So it's too bad. Like I said, this one I will try to sell, so I'm going to be a little more careful taking it apart. I get yelled at by a lot of people in the comments. So this is also going to be another episode of Scrap It or Sell It. By the way, I mean, if you're interested in it, you know, shoot me an offer. I don't care whether I sell it to board sort or sell it to a person. I think the only people who will buy something like this is somebody who is running this system and needs replacement parts for it. Okay. I don't know why these are sticking like that, but they are. Well, you know what? It's a little bit cold. I had it in the car, and the car's cold. I'll probably save some of the parts for this one as well. I mean, again, it's very clean. I mean, this just has no evidence of use whatsoever. I'll show you. Computers that have been used a lot usually are all gunky and full of dust and full of hair and everything else. And this isn't. That's super clean, almost like new. Even the silver paste on here is like new. So, interesting. I really wish we had a history on these. I'm sure they must have been, I don't know if somebody pulled them years ago and they've been sitting. You know, I really don't know. I just know that we got them for scrap value, and boy, I've certainly gotten more than my money's worth out of it. So, small plastic socket, multi-socket green motherboard. So, small plastic multi-socket green motherboard. Servers have their own categories. Server boards, dual socket metal, dual socket plastic, AMD. So if you're selling a server board, you just have to find the item specific type of board. Okay. Yeah, these guys love to use torque screws. I think this is the last Sun I have. The other two look very, very skinny. So I don't think they're any more Suns in there. I wish there were. Remove this first. Remove me second. Oh my God. I never was good with directions. Attention, remove me first. That's funny. Well, I certainly will try. It doesn't want to let me. You guys are a witness. I tried to obey the directions. It just didn't let me. I'm going to presume we'll get a couple of gold finger cards. Next batch of servers I do, I'm going to put the leaf in this table. Okay. I don't really want to break anything. It has an arrow pointing this way, like I should push it that way. There we go. So push that forward And then you can get the riser card out. So push this forward and then remove the caddy with the riser card in it. Push here, pull here, poke here, prod here. Blessy little thing. Same thing here. Push this forward. And then I can get the riser card out. There you go. Just like that. Boy, I bet you in its heyday this was quite the card, huh? Remember guys, E-scrap is very sharp. I'm used to handling it, but still, I should be wearing gloves. So, I don't know if you can see what I just did, but this is what backplane boards do. So do slot pressers and other things. But this is a backplane board, and the gold slots just go right into that, and that's how they function. So I'm going to take the time to remove the heatsink and the bracket because I want to maximize my value. You can certainly sell it, you know, with the bracket and with the heatsink, but you're going to get not a lot, but you're going to get less money. If you've got 30 pounds of them downstairs like I do right now, yeah, that adds up real quick. It's a difference of like 15 cents a pound. So why not take a minute and get the maximum value? Up to you. Sometimes they just pop. I haven't really seen, I've only seen one or two NVIDIA gaming cards. This is not a NVIDIA. But look at that card. That's what I'm trying. I have a friend of mine who's really into gaming computers. I'm going to have him test it and see if it works. You know, especially gaming computers, they really burn. And these are more of a plasticky board. You won't see, in my opinion, you won't see anything other than a green colored motherboard in a server. At least I haven't run into it yet. These tend to be more plasticky, and this tends to be more copper, more aluminum, that distributes the heat much better. These kind of boards, you'll find burn spots in them all the time, which is why I'm going to have him test this first. But I mean, I've seen this selling used for $285, but I got that out of a gaming computer a couple of days ago. And then there's this. That was random, I know. It's my channel, I can be random if I want. Not that random. Okay. I'll nip these wires. I'll break out that fan. That'll be, I could throw it in with 30 aluminum right now the way it is. Light ironing. I could also clean it up a little bit and get more value. All about value, kids. That's not what I want. The snow's coming down good out there. Supposed to have another week of snowy weather. I don't remember this much snow in a long time. You know, I mean, it's Connecticut. We're used to it. I remember walking to school, my house that I'm even, my mom's house that I'm living in now. As a kid, I mean, we walked to the neighborhood school 4 houses down the street. Didn't matter how much snow there was, we went to school. Snow day? What's that? Unless the teachers couldn't get it, and then there was no school. We just walked. There weren't snow days. My father, God rest his soul, I had moved home when I turned 40. I had moved home after being out in a really nice apartment. I lived there for about 10 or 11 years. We had a problem with the roof. The roof started leaking, and I came home while they were making their repairs, and my dad was begging me not to leave. He loved getting up and having. I tell you, I had it good those 2 months. I moved back home in December, and he passed away that February. It was the craziest thing. But he would make me breakfast and everything else, and it was really sweet. It was really just a very special time. But one morning it snowed, and where I live is by the water, so a lot of times, we'll get rain, everybody else will get snow. You head a little more north, like 20 miles, and where I was working in Seymour, well, they had a foot of snow, and we just had a little bit. So I, got up, I'm getting dressed, he makes me breakfast, and I'm getting ready to leave. He said, well, where are you going? I said, I'm going to work. He said, there's no school in Seymour. I'm like, and you couldn't tell me this half an hour ago? He said, no, I wanted to make you breakfast. I think I crumpled something up and threw it at him. We both had a good laugh. And I did, of course, very graciously eat the wonderful breakfast he prepared for me, and then I went back to bed. Such a stinker. Oh, he was such a funny guy, let me tell you. My mother was full of the dickens, too. Really was. I came by it, honestly. All right, so I remember showing you this on the other board. That's lithium-ion battery. This has to be taken off, and it has to be disposed of properly. I think I've shared with you the reason we have to get the batteries off is when they put the board through a shredder, which is how they recover the gold and silver and palladium and everything. Shred one of these up, it could start a fire at the refinery, so make sure you get that off of there. Okay. You can recycle them at Best Buy. You can recycle them at Staples. Most town transfer stations will have a place where you can recycle batteries. I'll get this cover off, and then that'll be a nice piece of clean aluminum. I went to my storage bin this morning and I sorted all my e-scrap. I have it all ready to go and just pick it up and bring it to the assorted yards. I did take quite a bit to the scrapyard yesterday. We did very well on batteries. Had a lot of power supplies we scrapped out. And I think I had like 200 pounds of batteries. They were only paying 18 cents a pound, but it was nice. I put some gas in my tank, and I bought some groceries, and not bad for a bunch of stuff I picked up for like nothing. So can't complain about that. I still have the power supply boards from those that I'm going to sell to Cable Management in Meriden. They'll buy them. They'll pay me 50 cents a pound, and those are chunky and heavy, so still got a little bit going with those. I got several loads off the board sort. We did very well with that. I've already communicated with them. They're sending me a check. I should have some of these checks on Monday, I hope, and that'll help. I don't want to do e-scrap over the summer if I can help it. I'd like to do some work in the yard. We'll see. We'll see what the good Lord puts in my path, eh? Anyway. I'll get this off. I don't have to, but I will. May as well do it now so when I throw it in the bucket I don't forget, eh? Is it snowing where you are? Are you guys getting lots of snow? My friends in Florida are going to laugh at me, and they're going to show me pictures of them sitting at their pool. and I'm going to tell them I'll be on the next flight down. So, backplane board, we'll get the brackets off, put that in with our backplane boards. Don't nip the fingers because backplane boards don't have a lot of value. There's no chips or anything. So if you nip these fingers off, you're really not going to get anything for your board. And rightly so. You're going to have a very unhappy buyer if you go nipping things off. Oh, this even says Sun on it. That's why I said I might keep some of these parts and just see if anybody's interested. Now, backplane board. Got a big bucket of them too. Just shred. Pull that forward. Ouch. Pull that out. There's another backplane board. I had a gold fingered card in there. I went to Olive Garden for soup and salad for lunch. $10 and I'm full. I like to cook, but not, sometimes I just don't feel like it, like today. Didn't feel like it. Backplane board, shred. If you watch Tom on the iScrap app, he owns Rockaway Scrapyard in New York, and he does a really good job with keeping us all apprised of what's happening in the scrap market. Very, very informative channel. These probably are batteries, and this is where I got in trouble with the other board and why I can't sell it, because I pulled these off. I'm not going to, because of the possibility that I might sell this board. I would leave that for the buyer of the board to do. I was very careful when I took this battery off too. I'm not 100% sure these are batteries. They sure as shootin' look like it. But I'm going to leave them because, again, if I get a chance to sell this board, I don't want to be the one to break it. Okay. And on the other board, I pulled them off. Oh, so I trust me, I heard about it in the comments from everybody. What a horrible person I was to destroy that board. Okay, am I redeemed? I'm not gonna fight with this. All right. Well, you really don't need to see me unscrew the rest of this. I have to take these fans out to get the board to move. On servers, there are screws on the outside of the case. It's holding the board in place with outside screws, the hex screws. So it's attached here, here, and here. I have to get them off. They're located here. So there's 8 of those I have to take off. I have to get all these screws out. I have to get the heat sinks out, and then I should be heat sinks, the fans out, and then I should be able to free the board without too much trouble. Sometimes these caddies lift out on their own, and sometimes they come up with in sections. The last one I did, they came out onesies. My yard will buy these as a small motor. It's heavy, there's metal in the front, so these they will buy. They won't buy the crummy little cheap plastic ones, but these I can sell, which is awesome. there's really no resale, folks. Unless, like I said, unless you can test it, you know it works, and you know, somebody is looking for it. You can't sell things if people aren't looking for them, eh? Okay. I'm gonna put these over there. As I said, I will hold on to them for a while, so if somebody out there is interested in them, just let me know in the comments, and I'll let you know how to get in touch with me. I do sell on eBay, I do sell on Facebook Marketplace. I have PayPal. Okay. I have a music school you can buy through. If you're local, you can come pick it up there. I'm in Connecticut. One other thing I have to get out of here. Now, this boy, have I got a story for you guys. This particular gentleman asked me to make sure that I properly dispose of the hard drives. Hey, I was loading the car the other day and a big envelope fell out of the machinery, and it said top secret to be opened by something eyes only. I was like, oh my god, what have I gotten myself into? But yes, I will be dismantling the hard drives. Remember your quiz from the other night? Do you know what this one is? Okay, so this is a SATA connection. Okay, it's not gold pins. It's, well, it's gold pins, but not gold. Not 48 gold pins. Jumper cable, and is connected with the SATA connector. So I will take this board off. The people I sell them to are certified recyclers, so they have to. They can't resell. They're not allowed to resell the product. Oh, it's coming. It's really coming down outside. Holy Christmas. Sorry. They're not allowed to resell. So this is going to one place. This will go to another. This will be destroyed at that facility. I don't have to worry about it. Okay, so I have a ton of hard drives to sell. I wish I could sell them as hard drives with boards. It would be quicker. It would be plenty profitable. But I made the man, I made the guy a promise. I'm not going to break my promises. Okay. There are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 hard drives in the front of this computer. I'm going to try and get these out. I lied. That's just a caddy. The other one's in the driveway, haha. Nope. And there's a backplane board here. That's what the hard drives go into. That's what that SATA connection goes into. See if I can slide this down just enough for you to see this. Yeah. I usually take these off first so it lessens the weight. I've got splits on both of my thumbs. Try using your thumb for anything with it split. It's just in this dry weather. Push here, pull here. That'll free up your hard drive. Yeah, there's your SATA connection. This slides right into the backplane board that's back here. these just plug in, so there's not a cable, it just plugs into the backplane board. So I have to disassemble these, and that's, you know, I mean, I promised him I would do it. The other option would be to wipe them and resell them. Yeah, I'm just not comfortable doing that. Just not. Like I said, he made me promise, and I don't break my promises. Okay. So those have to get attended to. I was hoping this backplane board would come out easily so I could show you how they fit in, but it's not. It's got a bajillion screws, so I don't think I'm going to be able to get that out. That's too bad. I would have liked to have shown you that. Okay, well, what else can I tell you about this? Besides, we got a tremendous amount of value out of it. I did leave this on. I was very careful taking this battery off, and I did leave these on. I am going to advertise the board, see if anybody's interested in it. I also left these backplane boards on. I have the chips. I have the heat sinks. And I'm gonna, like I said, I may try to free the board out of the box, but that's a very long process, and I don't think you want to sit here and watch me unscrew stuff. I may just leave it in here to protect it in case somebody wants to buy it. So, that's a Sun Microsystem board. If I wind up selling this board because nobody buys it, these have to come off before I ship it to board sort. So this is a small socket. Small plastic socket. Blech. Small plastic socket. I can't fit a quarter in there. Multi-socket green motherboard. Wow. Very nice. I probably will keep the RAM caddy as well. You know, that'll go with the computer. But I will take the RAM because, again, I promised him I would have the memory disposed of. That includes disposing of the RAM sticks. So, winner, winner, chicken dinner, lightning strikes twice, and boy, did we get lots of value out of a Sun microcomputer. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm sorry I'm a little sniffy today. And I'll catch you on the next one. Boy, that snow is coming down. Wow. I wish you could see it. It's really pretty. Maybe I'll do a video in the morning of how pretty the snow is. I know I did one the other day. Alright. I'm going to sign off. Stay warm, stay safe, stay wonderful. Bye.